Nine-ball pool is a game of skill, opportunity, and execution. The contemporary version of billiards has been growing in popularity worldwide over the past several decades. Although professionals make the game look easy, it is far from it. Here are the fundamentals of nine-ball pool. Unlike the standard game of 8-ball, 9-ball is played with only the first 9 balls out of a total set of 15. And instead of suits, the player shooting must make initial contact with the lowest numbered ball on the table, typically the 1 ball. The player will pocket the ball and continue to leave position on the next lowest ball. The first person to legally pot the 9 ball wins the point. When an obvious pocket is not available, it may be wise to play safe. A safety shot includes legal contact on the object ball followed by placing the cue ball and/or object ball in a difficult position for your opponent. When racking the balls, place them tightly in a diamond in a random order with the cue ball in the front and the 9 ball in the middle. If a ball is sunk off the break, then that player will remain at the table. However, if no ball is sunk, it is a dry break and your opponent comes to the table. If the 9 is potted on the break, it is called a golden break, and the point is automatically awarded to the player who broke. Players can scratch in a number of ways. If the cue ball scratches in a pocket, if no ball touches a rail after contact, or, the most common scratch, is if the initial contact is not on the lowest object ball on the table. Unlike 8-ball pool, all fouls result in ball in hand for the opponent. Ball in hand gives the player the opportunity to place the cue ball anywhere on the table and establish position for their next few shots. As long as the contact on the ball is legal, it does not matter what happens afterwards. The cue ball can carry him into another ball, and pockets do not have to be called. As long as an object ball finds gravity, that player will remain at the table. If the cue ball scratches after the 9 ball has been potted, or if the 9 is potted illegally, the 9 is replaced on the center of the side that the balls were racked, and the opponent is given ball in hand. The secret to success in 9-ball is mastering cue ball control because it provides ample opportunity to remain in position. Hitting below center of the cue ball, or drawing, tells the cue ball to track back to where it came from. The opposite effect can be achieved by hitting the cue ball above center, or following. The cue ball can also be influenced by adding left or right English to generate side spin. Some basic tips and drills that you can practice to improve your stroke are making sure you're bending your arm at the elbow and that your shoulder never moves. This will improve the accuracy of your stroke. Experiment with different kinds of bridges to see which one is most comfortable for you. Practice your stroke by closing your eyes and striking your cue down the center of the table. Check to see if your cue is aligned with the lining of the cushion. You can also practice your accuracy by shooting the cue ball down the long end of the table at the middle diamond. If the cue ball returns and hits the dead center of your cue tip, your stroke is very accurate. The break is determined by the leg. Both players simultaneously shoot a ball toward the opposite end of the table. Whoever's ball is closest to the short rail wins the leg and will break first. first legal shot after the break is not available or promising, the player at the table has the opportunity to push out. A push out voids all illegal contact for one shot. The player can hit the cue ball anywhere on the table and even sink a ball if they choose. After the push, the opponent has the opportunity to take the shot that they were left with, or give it back to their opponent. The shot following a push-out must have legal contact. Push-outs are only an option immediately following a break. With all of these tips and tricks, you should be adequately prepared for anyone to challenge you to a game.